Hello and good day to you, Andy here and Talkin Ready. And the third video that we have for you is obviously going to be very important for tomorrow, which is Friday. I'm going to make this video and post it tomorrow. But there is a bill that has going through Parliament, and it's on the third final reading tomorrow and vote whether this will become law or not. But the PM has been obviously in the news, refusing to step in to delay the final common vote because MPs have argued they haven't had time to read it, the bill. And this is a woman called Kim Ledbetter who put the bill in. Been going on for a little while now, but the Prime Minister has risked angering more than 50 Labour MP backbenchers because they called for this delay. Because obviously they want to research it, they want to get more information. Essentially what it's saying is that it's quite a dangerous bill if it's passed. It is, I mean, some people are saying just look at Canada, because Canada have had this for a little while now. See how it's been put in place, see how it's been used and also abused. And lots of people that are disabled, elderly or with conditions that are severe are unfortunately no longer with us in Canada. So even though they assure people, and they assure people that this is not the idea, we all know the agenda. We all know what's going to be going on with this. Anybody who is deemed to be too disabled or too ill or have a terminal illness that they cannot possibly get cured could be put forward for this, could be a big suggestion even, or even pressure from family members.
The UN just slammed Canada's assisted suicide laws, yet Labour wants the UK to be next. The UN Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, UNCRPD, has raised significant concerns regarding Canada's assisted dying as suicide laws, specifically the Medical Assistance in Dying, MAID, scheme, which permits individuals experiencing intolerable physical or psychological suffering due to serious and incurable disabilities to seek assisted death. The UNCRPD has called for the Canadian government to cease what it describes as the euthanization of patients based on negative, ableist perceptions that undervalue the lives of disabled people. UNCRPD slams Canada's assisted suicide laws. The committee's objections centre around the proposal to extend MAID to those whose only underlying medical condition is a mental illness by 2027. They assert that the current legislation perpetuates a harmful narrative that equates disability with suffering, ignoring the systemic issues such as inequality and discrimination that exacerbate the experiences of disabled people. The UNCRPD's statement highlights that the notion of choice posited by the government creates a misleading dynamic, effectively suggesting that ending one's life can be a valid option for those facing disability-related challenges, rather than enhancing support systems that could alleviate suffering. Evidence presented by the Ontario Office of the Chief Coroner indicates a troubling increase in the number of disabled people who are coerced into assisted suicide, prompting the UNCRPD to call for a reassessment of how the government addresses systemic failures in essential services such as accessible housing, healthcare, and employment support. Krista Carr, CEO of Inclusion Canada, echoed these concerns during a recent conference, emphasizing that the narrative around assisted suicide as a choice overlooks the desperation faced by many disabled people in obtaining necessary support. Carr remarked that assisted suicide is currently being positioned as a preferable option for those trapped in challenging circumstances, where adequate care is unavailable, asserting that it is indeed not a choice for those truly in distress. Implications in the UK. In the UK, the implications of similar legislation are being scrutinised ahead of the progression of Kim Ledbetter's assisted suicide bill, which seeks to allow patients in England and Wales deemed terminally ill with a prognosis of 6 months or less to seek assisted suicide. Paralympian Tanni Gray-Thompson has voiced her strong disapproval of this bill, warning that it could lead to the devaluation of disabled lives and create an environment where people feel coerced into viewing death as their best option, much like has happened in Canada. During a session in October 2024, Gray Thompson articulated her growing concerns as she examined the issue, particularly highlighting the rapid erosion of safeguards in other jurisdictions where similar laws have been enacted. She recounted troubling comments she has received, such as, "If my life was like yours, I'd end it," reflecting a societal undercurrent that could place further pressure on disabled people. This raised questions about the perceptions of disability and the future trajectory of support for those who may be struggling with their circumstances. As the UK's assisted suicide bill moves towards report stage and third reading, it will present MPs with additional opportunities to reconsider the implications and moral ramifications of such legislation on the disabled community and the broader societal values it endorses. With ongoing discussions surrounding assisted suicide and disability rights, the critical voice of those within the chronically ill and disabled community continues to advocate for a system prioritizing support and equality over coercing people into death.
So he has calls from dozens, 52, requesting that he postpone this so that they have time to review it, and he has rejected their requests. And obviously the final reading will go ahead on Friday. The poll revealed that voters' concerns that disabled people will face coercion to end their lives. As I say, if we look at Canada, you can do your own research on that, but you can see that there are plenty of stories and news about the way that it has been utilised in Canada. So it shows that almost 2/3 agree that some disabled people may feel a sense of responsibility to access assisted dying if they feel they are a burden, while only 16% disagreed. This rose to 67% for people polled who are disabled. He was obviously asked for a delay because, oh yeah, he's in Canada. Ha ha, surprise, surprise. Coming to a conclusion, there have been a lot of time discussing it, both in Parliament and beyond Parliament. It is a really serious issue. The letter from 52 MPs has warned it is not a normal bill. It alters the foundations of our NHS, the relationship between doctor and patient, and it strips power from Parliament, concentrating it in the hands of future health secretaries. MPs will arrive Westminster without sight of the final version, so they haven't even seen the bill that they'll be voting on. Just 14% of MPs have been able to speak in the chamber on this bill. Because of the bill, note that all 52 were opponents of the legislation and have already voted against it. If, as expected, the bill passes, it will then go to the Lords, where peers have been warned that they intend to heavily scrutinise the legislation. That's good news. Amongst the issues are the problem of potential impacts on those with disabilities and coercion. The Whitestone poll was commissioned by the Disability Group, Not Yet Dead UK, and also found that 6 in 10 agreed that disabled people could be coerced. It also found that 57% agree that disabled people who struggle to access the support that they need, given the current state of the NHS, may be more likely to seek assisted suicide. And of course then we have the other issue that if they've had their money taken, that they have no way to fund their property or their lifestyle, they could be coerced. We are at a critical moment in disabled people's lives. The benefit system is there to support the most vulnerable. With this bill, a figure has been put on the cost of our lives. Today, tomorrow, or whatever, as they say, it looks like it might go through. I hope it doesn't, but quite serious in the way that it will work. And of course, we'll keep our eye on that. So that's it for today. Very good day. I'll see you later. Oh, hello. Sorry to interrupt the video. Just to say that if you're interested in and keen to watch new episodes before they come out, the best way to do that is become a Patreon. And you can do that very simply. Just go over to patreon.com/Andy Wright Online and sign up for a monthly donation, which can be as small as $5, which is hardly anything. If you think about it, you can probably get a cup of Costa coffee if you're lucky. But $5 a month will allow you access to all of the videos that I'm going to be bringing out in the next few months, and you will get them at least a week early, so you can entertain yourself with the new episodes. Sorry to bother you, but now back to the video.